game since they beat the Yankees, and I'm very happy for you all.
Yeah, well, we're
Appreciate that,
pumped.
pal.
We're pumped.
Thanks, Steve.
Okay. God, this could be a record of longest intro to another sport
Right,
on our
back to
show
hockey.
in 5 years. But we will talk a little hockey. I want to stay with your New York Rangers. I saw a picture on the internet yesterday that copied Mark Messier's guaranteed win night in Jersey by saying, instead of Mark's "we will win tonight," they superimposed JT Miller's face, and it was "we will score tonight."
Laugh it up, huh? Laugh
Right?
it up, NHL.
But hey, the guarantee came through. They did score.
Yeah. 57 seconds in, and then that was it for the night. It was the worst game the team's played since the home opener. They had 2 high-danger chances in the entire game. Look, guys, my job the morning after, I get up pretty early. We're doing, bringing all the games in from the night before. And the first thing I cover, obviously, is the Rangers, and I want to see what all the scoring chances look like. And you know what? I was reminded of something this morning. You need to make the goalie's head move when you take a one-timer. So I'm watching all of the mid-danger chances. They had 8 of them. And mid-danger chances, they almost give you a conflict of where offense comes from. They look like they're pretty good, but they're not that hard for the goalie when you put yourself in the goalie's skates. I'll explain. And because we're on camera here, you guys can see me, and I'll do my best to at least represent what's happening here on camera for the listeners. But the goalie's head, when the puck is going from behind the net to the slot area, the goalie's head has to move 180 degrees. So you're behind the net, and then the first time you see the puck, it's almost a surprise because you're going in blind and you're trying to pick it up quick and you're trying to set your feet, which makes it a grade A scoring chance. The same way when a puck goes east to west, your head moves 180 degrees to go from right to left or left to right. Again, that's why it's a grade A scoring chance. But when one-timers are passed from the wall to the middle or from the side of the net when the player gets above the goal line to slot, it's more like 90 degrees instead of a 180. And it's easier. It may look difficult because of the location, but it's not as hard of a save. So the Rangers had 8 of those in the game. And again, I'm looking at the video this morning and I'm just saying to myself, they're missing the mark on where shot quality comes from. And they haven't been able to score. And they have players on their roster that haven't been able to elevate the puck on scoring chances. And they're really spending too much time with puck on stick. And I think that, from me coming on the show and representing this enough times, you guys are with me here. You've got to have the puck off your stick in less than half a second to be effective. And that's been the issue for the team. Just too much time on the stick. I was looking at this afternoon. Lafreniere, over the last 3 years, his shooting percentage on those scoring chances I just mentioned, it's 15 goals below league average. And there's a few other guys in the team that are culprits here. So it's like saying your process is great, you get plenty of scoring opportunities, but you don't finish. And I think they're trying to figure out what they can do to help their process and help their finishing ability because they've been defending much better. And Igor's playing lights out, but they're not winning hockey games.
What'd you make of that Wild team who started the year pretty good? They're only 500, but I kind of like what they're building there.
Well, the Wild were, you know what, Borny, their power play is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I'll start there. So I was looking at all of their power play chances yesterday morning, preparing for the game, and they've scored 10 power play goals going into last night. 6 of them have been across the screen. And I'll explain this one too, because the video is outstanding. That Eriksson Ek, he's the best net front guy in the NHL at screens. He at least registers the most of them. And what he does is when he gets net front, he's working in tandem with Kaprizov. And you know who else is nasty is that Zeev Buliam, the defenseman. That guy can pedal up there as good as anybody in the league. He's nasty. So he or Kaprizov are up top. And I think I mentioned this in the previous show where they actually crossed the midline at the blue line. They cross the midline, and as soon as they do that, you can see the goalie's head go from strong side shoulder to weak side shoulder, and they throw it back across the other way. Well, the goalies are getting all tied up, and there's also times where Eriksson Ek is just screening on the pass, and they're hitting Kaprizov to the Leon Draisaitl spot, and he's just teeing off. I mean, that's a one-timer. Like, Panarin had the same opportunity in Buffalo and against the Edmonton Oilers with Skinner, who we all know how well Skinner moves east to west, and he drops his chin and he dusts it off once and he skates a stride closer to the net. But by that point, it's like 5 Mississippis have already expired, and you can't compare that shot to the Kaprizov one. It's just a totally different thing. And you know what? While I'm talking about the game, I'm going to bring one last thing up, just overall hockey acumen here. Last night, Brodin scored a goal off the face-off on Shesterkin. If you guys saw it, it went off the stick of Lafreniere. And Lafreniere was late to get there. And for anybody that's defending a clear-sighted shot, you must know this. Let the goalie take it from there. It was really on the outside slot, just to the outside slot. It wasn't really dead slot by any means. The shot wasn't that difficult. But Igor Shesterkin this year, guys, every shot that he's seen for more than half of a second, he has a 100% save percentage. So, like, let him have that one.
Right.
It goes off the shaft of Lafreniere, it dips down, and that was the score that now equalized the game at 1-1. But I think that players should know, if you're going to be late to get in the lane, let them have it. If you're going to be early and you can body it and force a shot to the short side, that's obviously the name of the game.
A reminder that this hour of Real Kipper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. You're watching and listening to Steve Alaquette, analyst with the New York Rangers, CEO of ClearSight Analytics. All right, we had a pretty lengthy conversation, debate on Anthony Stolarz with the Toronto Maple Leafs, and he had a lot of things to say after the loss against Seattle on the weekend. We're kind of split here. Well, not really. It's JB and Sammy against me on whether or not Stolarz went too far, crossed the line. Certain things were okay, some weren't. Where do you stand on goalies being in a position now to kind of critique, certain players, and whether Stolarz totally had the green light for you or not?
Okay, so my feeling initially when I saw the play was, of course, he can be pissed off because Carlo's just standing there. And I tweeted out that, look, I think that first he was beat up on the hit, and then he looked up and he saw his teammate standing there, and then he just snapped and decided to throw the net off.